Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious and often baffling world of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. For decades, stories of strange lights in the sky, silent, fast-moving craft, and even alleged close encounters have captivated the public imagination. While many sightings can be explained as weather balloons, military aircraft, or natural phenomena, some cases defy easy explanation and continue to puzzle investigators, scientists, and even governments. These are the UFO cases that remain unsolved, the ones that make you look up at the night sky and wonder, are we truly alone? So, grab your tinfoil hats, just kidding, and let's explore some of the most compelling and enduring UFO mysteries of all time. Our journey begins in 1947. A year that truly kicked off the modern UFO era. This was the year of the famous Kenneth Arnold sighting. Arnold, a private pilot, was flying near Mount Rainier in Washington when he saw 9 crescent-shaped objects flying in formation at an incredible speed, which he estimated at over 200 miles per hour. He described their movement as being like a saucer skipping across water. The media latched onto this description, coining the term flying saucer, and the public fascination exploded. While the Air Force officially concluded Arnold had likely seen a mirage, Arnold himself never wavered from his story. The precise nature of what he saw that day remains a subject of intense debate and is often cited as the foundational case of modern ufology. Just a few weeks later, the most famous UFO incident in history occurred: Roswell. In July 1947, a rancher named Mac Brazel discovered strange debris scattered across his property in Roswell, New Mexico. The local military base, Roswell Army Airfield, initially issued a press release stating they had recovered a flying disc. The story made headlines, but the very next day, the military retracted its statement, claiming the debris was merely from a conventional weather balloon. This sudden reversal fueled decades of suspicion and countless conspiracy theories. Eyewitnesses later came forward claiming to have seen not just wreckage, but also non-human bodies being recovered by the military. Despite official explanations evolving over the years, from weather balloons to top-secret spy projects like Project Mogul, the Roswell incident remains the ultimate UFO enigma, a cultural touchstone for believers and skeptics alike. To this day, what exactly crashed in the New Mexico desert in 1947 is one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Let's fast forward to 1964, to another classic case involving law enforcement. In Socorro, New Mexico, a police officer named Lonnie Zamora was in pursuit of a speeding car when he heard a roar and saw a flame in the sky. He abandoned the chase to investigate, thinking a local dynamite shack had exploded. As he crested a hill, he saw something that would change his life forever. There, in an arroyo, was a white, egg-shaped object standing on 2 legs. He also saw 2 small figures in white coveralls near the craft. As he got closer, the figures disappeared. The object emitted a loud roar and a blue flame and lifted off into the sky, disappearing silently. The FBI and the Air Force's Project Blue Book investigated. They found physical evidence, landing gear impressions in the ground, and burned vegetation. Zamora was a respected officer, a reliable witness with no reason to fabricate such a story. The case was so credible that it was labeled as unidentified by Project Blue Book, a rare classification. What did Officer Zamora see that day? The Socorro incident remains one of the most well-documented and perplexing close encounter cases on record. Now let's cross the Atlantic to the UK for the Rendlesham Forest incident, often called Britain's Roswell. In December 1980, over several nights, US Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge witnessed a series of unexplained lights and the alleged landing of a triangular craft in Rendlesham Forest. The deputy base commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, even led a patrol into the forest to investigate. He and his men reported seeing strange pulsating lights moving through the trees, which at one point shone a beam of light down at their feet. Holt made a now famous audio recording of the event, where you can hear the tension and confusion in his voice. They later found indentations on the ground where the object was thought to have landed, and radiation readings at the site were significantly higher than normal. Despite official explanations suggesting the lights were from a nearby lighthouse, the multiple high-ranking military witnesses, the physical traces, and Holt's own testimony make this a case that refuses to be dismissed. Moving into the 1990s, we have the Phoenix Lights. On the evening of March 13, 1997, thousands of people across Arizona, including the state's governor, witnessed a massive V-shaped object gliding silently across the sky. The craft was described as being enormous. Some said it was a mile wide, with several lights on its leading edge. It moved slowly and deliberately, blocking out the stars behind it. The event was witnessed over a 300-mile corridor from the Nevada line, through Phoenix, and down to Tucson. The military initially claimed the lights were flares dropped during a training exercise. However, many witnesses dispute this, saying the object they saw was a single, solid structure that moved in a way flares couldn't. The sheer number of witnesses from all walks of life makes the Phoenix Lights one of the largest mass UFO sightings in history. The disconnect between the official explanation and the testimony of thousands of eyewitnesses means this case is far from closed for many. One of the most compelling cases from recent years comes from the US Navy itself. Beginning in 2004 and continuing for years, Navy fighter pilots, including those from the USS Nimitz and USS Theodore Roosevelt carrier strike groups, repeatedly encountered what they called unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. These objects, captured on advanced radar and infrared camera systems, perform maneuvers that seem to defy the laws of physics. They had no visible means of propulsion, could accelerate to hypersonic speeds, stop on a dime, and make instantaneous turns that would be impossible for any known aircraft. The pilots, highly trained observers, described them as solid, white, tic-tac shaped objects. These encounters became public knowledge in 2017 when the Pentagon officially declassified and released 3 videos: Flyer 1, Gimbal, and Go Fast. In 2021, a report from the Director of National Intelligence acknowledged these encounters, stating that of 144 UAP reports, they could only identify 1 with high confidence. The rest remain unexplained. The credibility of the witnesses, elite fighter pilots, and the high-quality sensor data make the Nimitz encounters a landmark case that has forced the government and scientific community to take the UFO topic more seriously than ever before. Another fascinating and less known case is the Japan Airlines Flight 1628 incident from 1986. While flying over Alaska, the crew of a Japanese Boeing 747 cargo plane, led by Captain Kenju Terauchi, encountered 3 unidentified objects. The first 2 were small, bright lights that zipped around their aircraft. But then, a third, much larger object appeared. Captain Terauchi described it as a mothership, a gigantic walnut-shaped craft that was twice the size of an aircraft carrier. It shadowed their 747 for nearly an hour. The encounter was tracked by both the plane's onboard radar and by ground-based military radar. The FAA initially confirmed the radar contact, but later tried to attribute it to weather anomalies. Captain Terauchi, an experienced pilot with over 10,000 flight hours, stood by his story, even though it resulted in him being grounded for a time. The combination of multiple visual witnesses, plus confirmation from both airborne and ground radar, makes this a very powerful and still unexplained case. These are just a handful of the thousands of UFO cases that have been reported over the years. From the strange lights seen by Kenneth Arnold to the physics-defying objects encountered by Navy pilots, these incidents challenge our understanding of the world and our place in the universe. While skepticism is healthy and necessary, it's cases like these, with credible witnesses, physical evidence, and a lack of conventional explanation, that keep the question alive. They remind us that there are still profound mysteries out there, waiting to be solved. What do you think? Are these incidents proof of extraterrestrial visitation, advanced secret technology, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries, Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep looking up.